This is the Bitcoin Otter Radio Show.
Oh my God, I love you so much!
On 97.7 FM, The City.
Greetings, blessings, and good fortune, everybody. It's Thursday, the 12th of December. Nigh on Christmas, I say. Here we are, 97.7 KCYP, The City. We're in the McAllen Creative Incubator, enjoying another day that God has given us on this green earth. We're going out to you not only on the radio, but we're going out on Facebook, we're going out on YouTube, we're going out on TuneIn Radio and Radio Garden. Two good apps for, radio shows all around the world. So I'm going to, please be a little bit patient with me. I'm going to sign in so that I can get a view of the show and everybody that's coming in to watch. Okay. And I've got this one on Bitcoin Otter and this one on Christopher Ott. And let's see if it's working for it. Oh, wow. Look at that shirt. This is beautiful. Wow. That's nice. Holy kielbasa. That's beauty. Okay, guys, we're going to have a good show today. We got a bunch of stuff we can mix it up with. And of course, as usual, I'm ready for what you are ready for. I'm ready to talk about what you want to talk about. And you know what? It's just, this is amazing. I like to talk, and obviously you know that, right? But the thing is, this is so easy with the world we live in. It's a mad world. This is easy, okay? Someday I might need to wear a hockey helmet, but I could still do this show. That's how easy this is. I'm telling you, I have my drool bib like Diaper Joe, and I'll be here. Maybe nobody will want to watch me, but I can still do this show. It's so easy with this craziness going on. It's like clown world out there. And here I am. I have 7 or 8 pages of notes here. I could easily double that, easily. And I did this in a mere, half hour or whatever, just going through the stuff that I compiled through the week. And one thing goes to another. There's no shortage of things going on, crazy things going on in our world. Many of them unexplainable, right, New Jersey? Yeah, I thought so. So anyway, we're going to go into the usual. And what is that? If you're new to the show, I try to give an economic barometer, if you will, of what it is out there. Matt, good to see you. Hi, May. Glad to see you're watching, guys. I'm just talking about how crazy the world is. And, we can benefit from that because it's really easy to do a podcast when you're following a clown world and all the jackassery that goes along with it. So gold today, 2,600, almost 2,700 an ounce, right? I mean, that's, we're getting up there, almost all-time highs. Mark, Mad Dog Madison, good to see you, brother. Yes. We're starting out with the economic news, which, if you have gold and Bitcoin, you're liking it. Silver, $31.19 for 1 ounce. Bitcoin, ladies and gents, I don't know where it's at right now, but earlier, about an hour, it was $100,220. Those are Federal Reserve notes, okay, for 1 Bitcoin. Now, again, if you're new to the show, you may not know, you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin, okay? You can dollar cost average into that, meaning every paycheck, you put what you're comfortable with, okay? So me and, a lot of smart people think that, not to say I'm one of them, but I listen and watch and read the things that smart people, including geniuses like Michael Saylor out of MIT, I read this stuff. I consume this stuff. So, and then I pass it on to you. So when I say that, hey, if you could get 0.1, 0.2 Bitcoin, you got something there because it's going to be so valuable. You're going to want to pass it on to your kids. And if in the crunch you need it, yeah, you go for it. You got to spend it. You spend it, right? So let me just see real quick who's on the feed for the Bitcoin Otter. Don't see anybody there yet. Anyway, average mortgage rate. Hopefully you're not in the position where you have to buy a house right now because it's 6.78 for 30 years, right? 15-year rate, 6.1%. Not a ton better, but a little bit. I just hope that you're not in that position. And speaking of hope, we got the Bible verse for the week, okay? Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Romans 12:12. Joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. So, as we are joyful in the hope that we will have a better life in America and we will make America great again, we can be patient in the affliction of the what is the Joe Biden regime, and his owners are really running it. And then we will be faithful in prayer, hoping and praying that more and more people wake up to who the true king of the earth is, Jesus Christ. So I want to get into some crypto news. Matt, I can remember the price of Bitcoin and XRP, but have no clue why I went to the kitchen. Wow, is that not crazy? That is, and I haven't seen Mark Madison. He's a childhood friend of mine, high school friend of mine, right? He and I used to drink beer and talk about Bonanza. We just laugh our asses off. Why talking about Bonanza and doing Bonanza trivia? I could still remember some of that, but yeah, I go to the kitchen, Matt, and I'll have the remote with me. I go back to the TV room and my remote's gone. What's going on here? And then I spend half an hour looking for it, and then it's in the butter dish. How do you explain those things? I don't know. I guess age, maybe. This is out of crypto.com. Bitcoin to soar in 2025. Signum Bank predicts institutional investment surge. What do we got? Marcos, good to see you. Mark says he remembers that. All right. Jaime says, no matter how bad things get, there's always bourbon. Thank you, Jaime. I prefer Lone Star, but bourbon is an alternative. So, Bitcoin scarcity drives institutional demand and price volatility. Now, this again is from this Signum Bank institutional investment surge. So, again, ladies and gents, Bitcoin is not just for you and me anymore. Bitcoin is now institutional, meaning banks are into it. It's international, meaning nations are into it, okay? Nation states are now amassing reserves of Bitcoin, okay? So as they have their gold reserve, like I think ours was drained out of Fort Knox. I don't know if there's any gold in there anymore, but we were supposed to have a gold reserve in Fort Knox. Whether it exists or not is debatable. We won't debate that tonight. We'll debate other things. So these people here are saying that traditional institutional investors, such as pension and sovereign wealth funds, are beginning to allocate capital to crypto assets. Now, notice they don't say just Bitcoin. Their increased participation could trigger substantial demand. The Signum report also paints a picture of 2025 as a potential watershed year for the crypto industry, with institutional investment in digital assets becoming normalized, regulatory clarity emerging, and the use of stablecoins and tokenized assets entering the mainstream. Ladies and gents, when they say tokenized assets, what they mean is your house is going to be tokenized. You're going to have a digital marker for your home. You're going to have one for your car. You're going to have one for the assets in your life, and it will assess its value, assess its devaluation, assess its current resale value. However this is done, it's on the way, everybody. It's on the way. It's not even so much in the future as it is in the now, with very limited acceptance for now. Corinne, good to see you. Love you, kiddo. Jaime says, bourbon equals joy. Yeah, bourbon has always given me that wrinkled up face, like that. And I've seen some people drink bourbon without having that face, and that scares me because, wow. That's stealing yourself for, as in STEELING, stealing yourself, girding up your loins kind of thing, choking it back. For me, anyway, I like beer. Positive political climate fuels institutional demand. The growing institutional demand is further supported by favorable political climate. And I won't go on, but guys, gals, banks, okay, governments are adopting Bitcoin. We started the show going on 3 years now ago. And the fact of the matter is, every year on year, cycle on cycle, because remember, Bitcoin moves in 4-year cycles because of the halvening. I'll go into that in a bit if if time permits. But these 4-year cycles of the Bitcoin and crypto, in general, these 4-year cycles are seeing more and more acceptance, more and more adoption by the mainstream. It's amazing how many people I get asking me about it. Jaime says, joy equals the cops don't knock on my door. And if they do, Jaime, never, ever invite them in when you're flying high on wild turkey. Okay? You don't want to do that. You know that. Unless they have a warrant, and then you're, better off, I guess, just to pass out and pretend you're comatose or be comatose. Hacker exploits Dogecoin vulnerability, crashes 69% of network nodes. Ladies and gents, sure, there is vulnerability in the blockchain. However, when you do invest, please look at your projects. Look at their history. Have they been hacked before? Do they have a strong programming team? These are the types of things that I can help you out with, of course. But also, you're going to want to learn for yourself sooner or later because, you're going to get into it. You're going to love it. It's great. Fun. As long as you don't lose all your money. Because Dogecoin is, it's good for betting. I mean, it's a gambling coin, right? It's a meme coin. So to carry on, the exploit executed by Andreas Cole, co-founder of Bitcoin sidechain Sequentia, demonstrated the network's fragility, and raised pressing questions about the robustness. What a word. Robustness. That sounds like something Madeline Kahn would embody. Of cryptocurrency ecosystems. Before the attack, Dogecoin's network boasted 647 active nodes per block share data. Following the exploit, the number of operational nodes plummeted to just 205. Guys, so it was cranking out Dogecoin and also proctoring transactions, these nodes. So there were 647 active. And once he did whatever he did, it went down to 205. So I don't know what that did to the blockchain. I don't follow it that closely for Doge. But, think about things like that when you're investing. Ron Reed, good to see you, brother. We got Ron and the Mad Dog here. That is so cool. What a blast from the past. Good to see you guys. So this is out of Bitcoin news. Microsoft shareholders reject Bitcoin investment. They were going to get into Bitcoin, Microsoft, but I'm so glad they didn't. And you know why? Because they're a bunch of rats. Microsoft, between Microsoft and Apple, they've been putting the screws to regular people for decades, a generation or two, maybe not two. Fact of the matter is, it's a duopoly. You want an Apple, you want an Android, right? You want a Mac, you want a Windows machine. It's just, there's only two choices, okay, for the average person. Now, if you're real savvy, you're a good to see you, Ron. If you're a good programmer, right, then you can do, I can't remember even, it's escaping me now, the open source stuff. But anyway, a guy like me, I don't want to mess with that because it's not tight enough for me. I can mess it up too easily. Maria, good to see you. Hope all is well with you, sister. So what they did, this crazy blunder, Microsoft, is they're knuckleheads. So yeah, like I'm smarter than all of them. Yeah, sure. Anyway, the decision is a sign of cautious approach to digital assets from one of the biggest tech companies in the world. You know what? Bitcoin's going to get more. I'm going to get more of it than you, Microsoft. Jackasses. This is off of X here. This is from Lee Bratcher. Okay? And this is cool. If you live in Texas, especially. Lee Bratcher on X says, Texas blockchain continues to make Texas the jurisdiction of choice for Bitcoin and digital assets. We played a pivotal role in shaping and advancing the Texas Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Bill. Guys, Texas is moving on this, okay? Now, the communist states, and I'm sorry for you guys in New York, that communist place, New York and California, probably Illinois, those places are not going to warm up to crypto anytime soon. I hope they do, but I'll tell you what, they are very much beholden to the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve is not our friend. I'll get into that in a little bit too. Zero Hedge says Trump considers a 16 Z's, whatever, crypto policy head for CFTC chair. So there's this guy who owns a venture capital fund. For whatever reason, he calls it a 16 Z's. So his name is Brian Quintez, a former United States Commodity Future Trading Commission commissioner. He's reportedly emerged as a top contender for the CFTC chair position. So he's hugely pro cryptocurrency, which is a great thing. Yeah, Ron says effing commies. You better believe it, man. They're everywhere. I'll tell you what. I'm hoping that these people get exposed. I'm hoping that these people go to, well, they get a fair trial, and then the punishment that is coming their way should come in. I mean, you guys know you have that Hockle woman, right, over there, Hocktua Hockle. She's over there in New York, right? And she was one of 5 governors that basically locked the whole place down, man. Just locked their whole state down, forced old people into, I'm going over old stuff, I know, during COVID, right? Forced old people to hang out with COVID positive people. Killed a lot of them. But you know, Kathy's not all busted up about it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to her. Joe, or no, it's Josh. Josh, good to see you, brother. So this is out of the Gateway Pundit, okay? MSNBC hits rock bottom. Isn't that great? MSNBC hits rock bottom. 3 different shows record all-time ratings lows in the same week. This is great news, ladies and gentlemen. There are less people becoming mentally retarded by watching these shows than ever. I mean, people who watch this stuff have no clue what's really going on around them. It's amazing. It's amazing to see this stuff, okay? So they're showing, you know, huge lows. I mean, incredible craters of viewership there. Gateway Pundit says 3 of the network's flagship personalities all saw catastrophic ratings despite the news cycle being as busy as it can be during the holiday season. Craziness. Per Fox News, Alex Wagner Tonight, Inside with Jen Psaki, and The Last Word with Lawrence O'Donnell all saw historic lows in terms of viewership, all within the same span. 1 week. Ladies and gents, people aren't buying what they're selling anymore. Joe, I knew the other Cavazos was going to be on. Sue, good to see you. Dad, hope to see you soon, Dad. Love you. So, hi to Jim, too. In fact, I'm going to get on Jim's news. Jim O'Rourke sent me some of this news here. This is from Fox News. IRS with new Venmo and Cash App rules. Oh, isn't that a gem? Yeah, try to have a nice garage sale with Cash App and Venmo. Oh, those Gestapo black-booted thugs are going to come and they're going to knock on your door. Jaime, you might want to have the bourbon ready for when they make it over. And if you are selling stuff out of your garage, run into the house. Okay? Don't let them in. Because you know how that works with warrants and stuff. Out of X, this is Laura Loomer. Joe says, what do you think of the alien invasion? You know, I was going to get there, Joe, but you know what? It's a good time for that. Because, Tim, good to see you. Honestly, I want to ask all of you, because I'm not there. I don't see it all. But what do you guys think these things are? The mainstream media is trying to tell us it's drones. I don't know about that, man. I saw this woman had a video where, and it was blurry, of course. Aren't they all, right? I mean, you'd think we get a really good shot at Sasquatch by now. Hadn't happened yet. It could have just been me running out to get the mail. I'm very hairy. So the problem is they're dark, but it's a light that kind of manifests into a ship of some sort, a craft of some sort, and it just zips across the sky. Guys and gals, drones don't do that. Ian, good to see you, Ian. Drones don't do that, okay? That's not the behavior of a remote-controlled drone. It's just not. So I don't know what they are. Are they trying to scare us with the UFOs? I mean, we know what they're trying to do, right? The usual suspects. They want to destabilize the entire world, okay? They want to destabilize how we look at everything. So they want to get us to war. They want to get us into economic depression. Oh, that's coming, ladies and gents. They're going to hit us. But the good guys got a plan. They want to get us into confusion and fear. They want to scare us with the war. Now they're throwing UFOs or whatever they are. Ian says, God bless you, Chris. Pray that the Lord speaks through you and gives you revelation. Thank you very much, Ian. I need that. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Tim says, distraction. Why would anyone but our own who are bound by FAA rules have the green and red tractor lights? Yes, 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 and yes. The green and red tractor lights are, David, good to see you, are required for, terrestrial tech. I don't know that this is terrestrial. And if it is, the military has stuff that's 40, 50 years ahead of what we have. We could just be looking at that stuff. I don't know. I'm not going into anything that is just crazy and off the wall. These things have been around us, whatever it is, for a long time. I mean, if you look at ancient hieroglyphics, maybe not the hieroglyphics, what do they call them? Where they're like stele, S-T-E-L-E, and they're, they have like this, even the Mayans, or I think it was an Aztec, was in like this spaceship kind of thing. The Egyptians have it. It's all over the world, guys. It's all over. And the reason why we don't know what it is because the same people that own the Federal Reserve, okay, that small cabal of people, okay, those people, we know them as Luciferians. We know them as that, okay? The regular people in the world, the normies, think we're crazy for it. I don't have my tinfoil hat with me right now, so I'm not getting it all. But the same thing applies to anyone who talks out of the mainstream. They think you're crazy. But here it is, this stuff manifesting all over. We got the video, we got the power of the phone and all that to show it. But the fact of the matter is, there are still people out there watching. Yeah, their viewership is cratering, but there's still people watching regular TV. I can't understand it. I can't understand it. Tim says, talking about UAPs, did you see the Ezekiel wheel video? Thoughts about the wheel in the sky? No, I did not. If you have a link, please send it. We'll watch it on the off week, and I'll hit it up for next week's show. Preston, good to see you, brother. Preston, you're a trooper, my friend. You're a trooper. He's gone through some tough stuff. Preston's a real patriot, though. I'll tell you that. So, yeah, if you please, Tim, if you could send us a link, just pop it up there, please. If not, that's okay. I'll look it up. So, again, anybody else got a thought on these UFO maps, whatever they call them, UAPs, UAPs, whatever they call them, whatever they are. Why did I say map? That's an ugly term. I won't get into it right here and now, but that's a disgusting thing. Wayne, good to see. Good to see you're watching. We're talking about those crazy things going on in New Jersey, Wayne. I know Wayne Jackson ain't from New Jersey. I know that. Don't think I'm accusing you of that. But the fact is, everybody's been hearing about these things, and we don't really know what they are. Some people say they know. Other people say, hey, it's drones. Other people are like, man, this thing just popped out of nowhere and zipped across the sky at a G-force that a pilot couldn't handle. You are welcome, Preston. Only telling the truth. So, I don't know, guys. You continue, please, with the comments if you have seen something or read something that might help us figure this out. As I go on with X, ladies and gentlemen, is taking over for the mainstream. X and people like Lara Loomer. Okay, these people are journalists in the classic sense. They don't need a network. They don't need 4 a.m. talking points. They don't need that mess. They don't need it because they are real. They are the real deal. They want to get to the truth. That's why they're censored. Tim said, thank you, Tim. So Tim's got a TikTok link up there. Everybody who's watching live, and then when you're watching this, after we're done, after we wrap it up, so to speak, then you can check out that link there. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it. Ron says China. Said like Trump would say it. China. Like that? Like that, yeah. So Ron says it's China. It could be. Could be. Who knows what those people do over there? They got those Taiwan chips where everybody's got to go to, is it Taiwan or Singapore that is, like a massive percentage of the world's chips come from overseas. Donald Trump is working on that. We got to get him in office first. Preston says, I believe they are ours. I'm kind of with you there, Preston. And they're using them to scare people to set us up for a false flag attack later. You are when I think you're on it, I think you're on it, Preston. And I agree. The false flag alerts are ripe right now, ladies and gents. False flags are ripe. Lara Loomer, it is. Today, the media decided to tell us what we've known for 4 years. Talk about false flags. There were at least 26 confidential sources in the crowd on January 6th who went into the Capitol, 3 of whom the FBI asked to attend. FBI informants entered the Capitol on January 6th. It was all set up to jail Trump supporters. Yes, and yes, Lara. J6 was an op, ladies and gentlemen. J6 was the cover-up for the November 3rd, 2020 election insurrection. Yes, it was. Bad Kitty Unleashed on X says, breaking, the FBI had 26 sources. Now, you know that if they're admitting to 26 sources, could you imagine how many they really had? I mean, I saw a video today where they're egging these people on to climb up the edifice to get into the doors. Opening up, these are the agents, they're police agents, whatever they are. They're assets for the deep state, right? These I think were police officers. So they hey, I'm live. Okay, they got their body cams on and stuff like that. It's crazy. These it was just a setup the whole way. Preston says she's correct. Absolutely. Also, the Bad Kitty, do you all remember the video of agents physically pushing protesters up a wall to get to the Capitol entrance? I do. That's the one I watched today. Michelle Swinnick on X. Breaking. Oh, this is interesting. There's a third world country out there that masquerades as Arizona. Breaking, 130,000 missing ballots in Maricopa County and Kerry Lake lost Arizona by 80,574. Do the math. She won big. Their election and misconduct and maladministration has now infected all Americans. It only takes one U.S. senator to call for a hearing and investigation demanded now. Ladies and gents, the deep state is like the mafia, okay? Dave from X22 is always opining on this, and I agree with him. The mafia doesn't arrest mafia members, Goombas are not going to arrest fellow Goombas, It's just, it doesn't happen. They're not going to be arresting each other. They're not going to be attempting to put each other in jail. They might whack each other over, disputes, but they're not going to bring the official law into it. Okay. So how can we expect the deep state to do anything else? It's just crazy. Oh, and then when it happens, Diaper Joe is just going to pardon them anyway. We don't have to worry about anyone seeing justice along when that madman's in. It doesn't matter. They're not going to see justice. There's no such thing as justice for, the malefactors in our society with them there. So they're going soon. A little bit of coffee. Eddie Garcia's in. You're watching, Ed. Good to see you, brother. This is from the Gateway Pundit. The timing is no mistake. It was the signal to the deep state to go in for the kill. Representative Thomas Massey claims U.S. facilitated regime change in Syria. Oh, don't you doubt it for a second. What did they do in Ukraine? What did they do in Afghanistan? What did they do in Libya? What did they do in Iraq? It's what they did in Syria. Same people. What did they do to America? You kidding me? The color revolution came here in 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, these people do this for a living, quite literally. Okay? They overthrow and create regime change wherever they go. Again, this is the Gateway Pundit. Telezico's watching. And I know what that stands for now. Speaking to former Fox News anchor Clayton Morris on Redacted, Massey implicated the deep state. The deep state is also the Illuminati. It's also the International Criminal Cartel. It's also the Khazarian Mafia, if you know what I mean. In orchestrating a chain of events aimed at fulfilling long-standing geopolitical objectives. Yeah, like continuously overthrowing the world. The Gateway, that was my words, the Gateway Pundit contributor Antonio Gracefo reported on Wednesday that the jihadist organization terrorist group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, it's a sham, like, on your vehicle, HTS, led by former Al-Qaeda leader Abu Mohammed al-Jolani, probably a head chopper offer, supported by Turkish airstrikes, has taken control of the Syrian capital, Damascus, and toppled the regime of Bashar al-Assad. You know, do you remember when this all started? Preston, I know you do. First, it started out with the Mujahideen. Then it started out, then it moved on to I think it might have been Al-Qaeda, but it was also the Taliban, and now it's ISIS. Ladies and gents, as I've said so many times, ISIS is USIS. Unfortunately. Well, between the three letters of America, the five eyes of the intelligence network, and the Mossad organization, man, this world didn't stand a chance until the patriots of the United States, these beautiful, God-blessed United States of America. God has blessed us, ladies and gentlemen. We have no alternative theory, okay? God has blessed us. What we've done with that blessing, wow, that's a whole different story. But we have been blessed, ladies and gentlemen. We have been blessed. Meanwhile, another coalition of radical Islamists under the Syrian National Army and Free Syrian Army includes multiple factions supported by Turkey that are also aligned with ISIS. It's a bunch of gobbledygook, but what it all amounts to is people killing people for the deep state. That's all it is. That's all it is. Preston agrees. That's what it is. However, ladies and gentlemen, this is their desperate moment. The patriots are in control. If you want to know more about this stuff, if you want to go in and maybe a deeper dig, or you want to learn about things that I've been studying for years, and I'm not saying I'm a smart guy, but I do read smart people. I listen to interviews of very smart people, and I can probably point you in the right direction depending on what it is you want to dig into. So, here's good news. Nativity scene debuts at the U.S. Capitol with prayer, carols, and the biblical Christmas story, thanks to courageous Christian group. Amen. This landmark event was made possible by Reverend Patrick Mahoney, director of the D.C.-based Christian Defense Coalition, who triumphed in a federal court case earlier this year, according to The Lion. The court ruled that the Capitol steps are a public forum. You better believe it. Who do you think pays for that stuff? Affirming that peaceful demonstrations, including religious expressions, are protected under the First Amendment. God bless that First Amendment, that's for sure. The victory came after years of struggle, including Mahoney's arrest in 2021 during a prayer vigil. Man, you know what? There are people out there, and I'll use myself as an example. We like to think, oh man, I'm a Christian. I'm a guy who follows Jesus. But you know what? I've never been arrested for him. This guy, Reverend Mahoney, went to the Huskow because he was praying. So he got arrested during a prayer vigil. Man, what kind of points can you get with that? That is awesome. That is awesome. That's putting your faith where your mouth is. I'm telling you that. The guy lives it. The guy lives it. Here's a guy who's living it. One of my favorite world leaders. President Milei announces that he will reduce taxes by 90%. That's what I'm talking about right there. This guy's awesome. If you have not heard his speeches, and if you don't understand Spanish, it's not as much fun, but it's still fun to watch this guy, right? So this guy, Javier Milei from Argentina, right? You already heard. He's got the whole afuera thing going on, right? I love that. I love that. This guy says he's going to reduce taxes 40, 50, no, 90%. So President Milei says, this is a translation, and I don't think it's quite right. I would like to have listened to it in Spanish to give you the right one. But in fact, my team is currently finalizing a tax reform that will reduce in 90% the number of national taxes to zero. Now, I think what he means, or what the translator should have said, 90% of the people will no longer be on the hook for taxes. I mean, there's going to be, people that can afford it. I guess that's what he's hinting at. And return tax autonomy to the provinces, which they should never have lost. Thank you, Javier Milei. I'll tell you what, the states of this great United States of America are where the authority should be. Now, I think this is going to be done. This is what happened with the abortion thing, right? The whole Roe versus Wade thing, which was a fiasco, another deep state thing. They have to have their babies. They got to have them. So Anyway, I'm not going to go down that whole road. But the authority of the United States government is in the people. Our representatives are much closer to us if we keep the authority, the authorization level at the state level. Okay. Then if you want to do things like, crazy stuff like poop on the streets, you go live in California. It's so simple. If you want to live, in a sane, gun carrying and polite society, come to Texas. Maybe not Houston, but come to Texas. Yeah. New revelations expose shocking incompetence. Secret Service. You're going to love this one, guys. You are going to love this one. Anybody who has ever shot a gun is going to really love this one. Again, Gateway Pundit. New revelations expose shocking incompetence. Secret Service agent fires and misses Trump assassin Ryan Ruth. Why haven't we heard this before? Remember this Yahoo at the golf course? 6 times at point blank range, according to Jesse Waters, Fox guy, citing Trump assassination task force's report. Why didn't it come out sooner? We know how many. I know there's kids watching. So I'm just going to say little hairs, are on the butt of the United Health CEO's assassin. We know that. We know he's got a unibrow. We know all this stuff. But we know nothing about the attempted assassin of Donald Trump. Why is this, people? Why do we not know, and why do we tolerate this? Okay? We know where that jackass and this is my opinion, I don't think it was the guy. I don't think we got the guy. I think we got the guy they want us to think killed him, but I don't think we got the guy. I mean, think about it. This supposed assassin went to, an Ivy League school, right? Which might say he just drank a lot of beer. I don't know. But he went to a good school, probably got a degree, so that means he has to have a few brain cells left, right? So the guy gets caught not only with the weapon, the murder weapon, he got caught with a fake ID that matches the one that they were, searching the world for, and a stinking manifesto. He's walking around and eats at a McDonald's with a manifesto, the murder weapon, and fake ID. Ladies and gentlemen, make this make sense. Miguel, good to see you. Glad you're watching. We're trying to figure out, what sane person would believe that the guy they caught at the McDonald's they claim is the assassin of the United Health Group CEO was the real guy. How could he have been the real guy? Will Ramsey's watching. How could he have been the real guy? What killer carries his manifesto around in his pocket, man? An Ivy League educated one even. I don't know. I just don't think he's the guy. Might be the guy, but I don't think he's the guy. So this Secret Service agent confronted the would-be assassin, Ryan Ruth. Now we're on to Trump's would-be assassin, who was hiding in the bushes outside Trump's golf course. Incredibly, the agent, standing just 5 feet away, fired not once, but 6 times. This agent fired 6 times, hitting him a total of 0. I know some people that can't shoot for stuff, but 5 feet away, 6 shots. Are you kidding me? You gotta be kidding me, ladies and gentlemen. So this Jesse Waters guy on Fox, he says, how does a trained agent who passed the firearms test miss a target 5 feet away? Can you say DEI? Holy cow. 5 feet away, 6 shots miss. Did he close his eyes? How does that? Marianne, how you doing, Mary? Good to see you. Jeannie, glad to see you're watching. We're talking about this, I guess for a lot of words, all it should say is nincompoop. Nincompoop. and we finally find this out, right? I mean, how many months after the fact, that there was a Secret Service agent, highly trained federal agent, 5 feet away from this would-be assassin. He shot 6 times. Hit him none times. And not N-U-N, N-O-N-E times. Nil. What, how do you do that? How do you do that? Even if you're not a trained, what have you, special agent, how do you miss 6 shots 5 feet away? Was the guy matrixing? I don't know, man. President Trump named Time Magazine Person of the Year. They refused to use his iconic image, slap him with a fake fact check. So they refused to use his iconic image, meaning the one where he's fight. Okay? They don't have that one. They don't want to use that one. They use him, in a suit or whatever, in an office, whatever. But, they have to admit he was the Person of the Year. Got, hit, this one. Got hit in the ear. Got a scar. He's got a scar. Time also couldn't help themselves and fact-check President Trump on the link between what. If you're watching, you see, the COVID, the Pfizer, that thing, and autism. They say there's no link, but Donald Trump's pretty sure. So am I. Time says, without hesitation, there is no link. They got this from Big Pharma. They sure did. Time, Fox, everything, all mainstream will do whatever Big Pharma wants. Why? Money and science. Science, ladies and gentlemen, in the 21st century, possibly also much of the 19th, is spelled with a $sign instead of an S. If you can grasp that, you can understand the paradigm we now find ourselves in. Many millions of Americans today would disagree. Yes, they would. We're past the halfway point. And Joe, I'm sorry, the tutelage, the very wise tutelage you gave me long ago passed me. So I'm going to do the radio thing. I'm so, almost 3 years into this radio show thing, and I'm still missing it. Sorry, Joe. We're on 97.7 KCYP, the city out of McAllen, Texas. Yes. Stay strong. We're coming at you from the McAllen Creative Incubator. We got painters out here. We got musicians, if you can't hear them. We got a young lady on an accordion. We've got wild electric guitars over there. We got sculptors over here, photographers, all kinds of cool stuff in the Creative Incubator. And we're getting creative here. In fact, we don't even need to get creative because this clown world is creative enough. Chris, both 2 Chris's we got. Man, what a bargain. 2 Chris's. Well, 3 for the price of a show. Awesome. Chris Vargas, good to see you. And Chris Wells, great to see you too. We're just talking on some of the crazy stuff. You guys will appreciate this. You guys know a couple federal agents, I'm sure. This guy, he gets paid a lot of money, the Secret Service special agent. He's not just a regular agent. He's special. He missed the assassin, Trump's wannabe assassin, from 5 feet away with 6 shots. You got to try to miss that. Try to miss it. Man. Daniel Penny. This is out of Zero Hedge. Daniel Penny speaks after acquittal. May sue Manhattan DA for malicious prosecution. Daniel Penny, if you don't remember, was the guy who stood up. He was a Marine, man. Marine for 4 years. You do things. You stand up for people who can't stand up for themselves, right? So they're on the New York subway. Sorry, guys from New York again. I'm sorry. This is part of the communism that is inherent in the system. So this guy, Daniel Penny, was watching a guy threaten with violence, a guy who's already been in jail for assault. He's already beaten people up on the subway, threatening old ladies and stuff. And he was getting way out of hand on some sort. I guess he was on synthetic something or other. And I guess he tried calmly to, didn't work. Got the guy in a chokehold, right? Got the guy in a chokehold. Guy calmed down. I don't know if he was out, but he was still breathing when the cops got there. Anyway, they put him in jail because that's what they do in New York. That's what they do. If you serve your fellow man and not the state, if you serve your fellow man okay, and not the government, if you serve your fellow man and not the banks and the politicians, then you will go to jail in New York. Speaking with Fox News, Penny said he had put himself in a very vulnerable position during the encounter, but felt compelled to act. Penny, 26 years old, a 4-year Marine veteran, said that while he's not a confrontational person, Neely was threatening to kill people. So the guy's threatening to kill people. You know, this Penny guy comes in, takes care of the guy, and what does he get? Jail time. Anyway, he also told the network that he and his lawyers are considering suing Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg for malicious prosecution. Ooh, that Bragg guy. Oh, that Bragg guy has very little, and I got to go here, to brag about. I know. I'll be here all week. Try the fish. So what I'm getting at, ladies and gentlemen, is that our world is so crazy. Mark says, did I miss the boat on XRP? Here's what I'm going to tell you, Mark. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, okay, everybody? I can't advise you to do what you should and should not do with your money. But, Mark, I really do think you have not missed the boat on XRP. I seriously believe that just like with Bitcoin, in the future, XRP will have massive adoption, institutional adoption. It will have public and retail adoption. I don't think it's going to be the asset that Bitcoin is on the same wavelength, so to speak. What I do think, though, is that the fact that XRP is now no longer being hassled by the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission, here in the corrupt regime of the usual suspects. Not only has that been dropped, not only has Gary Gensler, the commissioner of that corrupt institution, stepped down, but I want to say 2 weeks ago, XRP, and just to let you know, I don't know if you know, so I'm going to let you know that Ripple Labs, the creator of XRP, Ripple Labs has stated that, and their purpose, they have what's called a use case, is to have XRP, the blockchain of XRP, be the rail system for financial transactions post SWIFT system. So right now, whenever we use our credit card, we use our debit card, that is all on the SWIFT system in the old guard, antiquated financial system. Now, XRP is the new way of doing things. Much faster, much cheaper, and much more decentralized. Some might argue with me on that last point, but I welcome it. Anyway, the great news, Mark, recent news about XRP is this. 2 weeks ago, they gave out 500 unique identifiers to 500 international banks all around the world. Why would they do that if they don't plan on using it? Yes, I think XRP has a great future, and I don't think we're anywhere near the top. I don't think we're near the top in this bull run. Well, it's not yet even altcoin season. So we're still in the Bitcoin run. So it's going to go, I believe. This is me. Again, these are prognostications. These are things that I've observed, and I don't have a lot of experience. This is only my first real bull run. I touched the end of it in 21, and here I am actually being able to partake and strategize in this one, and it's real fun. It's fun. But I can say definitively that my opinion is, no, you did not miss the boat on XRP. It's at 2 something right now. Post it up if one of you guys know, if you got your thing on hand, your phone on hand. Let me know. But the fact of the matter is, it's still not done with, in my opinion. Again, you do with your money what you want. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do have a small bag. Well, for me, it's a medium bag of XRP, right? I don't have a lot of money to throw around in crypto. I hope to have a lot of money, perhaps next go around, next 4-year cycle. Lord willing, if that's what he wants for me, great. If not, well, hey, he's taking care of me this long. I don't have to worry about eating and drinking and putting clothes on and all that stuff like the Bible says. I don't have to worry about that because God provides. But if I could help out my my family by getting some more money in a good pension fund, well, I'm going to do it. And I'll tell you what, Mark, XRP, I think, is one way to do it. Jesus Nunez, good to see you, brother. I hope you're well. I hope you're well, brother. So any other questions on any other cryptos? Because I'll tell you what, here's another one, Mark, if you want to look into this one. And it's a sleeper. It's very cheap right now, price-wise. It's got a history. And it's something to look into that some old guard, OG, crypto enthusiasts are really invested in. And it's to me, I've got a little bag of it. It's called Digibyte. Okay. Digibyte has been around a while. And when you compare where it's at now to its all-time high, you're going to find that it's got a lot of room to grow. A lot of people think that whatever the all-time highs of the cryptos that have been around, I don't know, more than a cycle, wherever their all-time high is, many people believe, and this is no guarantee, right, that all-time high is going to be eclipsed. Why? Because cryptos mostly follow the Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin is just punching through like every other cycle. Ladies and gents, this is the real deal. This is the real deal because the Bitcoin is programmed to be deflationary. And there's less and less of it every day. Okay? It's just the tokenomics, the economics of this is amazing. So yeah, Mark, I would say XRP. And if you're looking, it depends. Are you looking for a future? Are you looking for something to look at to be there for you in retirement? Or are you looking for something that let's say, you got $1,000 and by the end of, let's say summer, maybe you want $10,000. I think that's very possible. I think it's very possible. I would break it up in like 2 or 3 small market cap coins, tokens. Okay. So there's 2, which of course XRP is not small market cap. It's way up there. That's huge. So you're going to see some movement, but maybe not the 100x or whatever that we'd love to see out of some of these coins. But things like Digibyte, that's a possibility. I'd have to look at my watch list to tell you the exact ones. Hedera, H-bar. It's called H-bar. Look that up. Hedera. Hedera, H-bar. It also is on its way up. But again, when you look at the all-time highs, we're not even there yet. And H-bar, I think the last time I checked, was at 20-something cents. I think it was at 20-something cents. If I'm right, I don't know, like 26 or something like that. But check out. So these are just 3. Hit me up, Mark, on Messenger or bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com, and I'll send you a screenshot of my. Yeah, Matt, it is H-bar is booming. What's it look like percentage wise, Matt, for last? I guess they follow it for a 24-hour or 48-hour period. H-bar is good, and Mark, like I said, I don't know what your strategy is, but if you want to make a quick and a nice return on your investment, they're riskier, I guess. These lower cap, and when I say market cap, what I mean is how much of the total amount of money invested in crypto is invested in this certain project, and then it'll be on the side, coinmarketcap.com. I don't know where you're at, Mark. That's why I'm going to the basics here, because I don't know where you're at in cryptos. So I'm just going to break it down to the basics. Coinmarketcap.com or CoinGecko.com are going to be the ones where you're going to look at and see where the prices are at. So that's the place to go. 390% last month. Holy tamale. Yes. So the fact of the matter is, and there's an example for you, in 1 month, Mark, 1 month, H-bar went 390%. That's crazy. And it's still going. It's still going. So a strategy that I'm using right now with these kind of coins, with H-bar, with XRP, Digibyte, and there's a couple more that are escaping me right now. T-Fuel. T-Fuel is on the Theta network, the Theta blockchain. Look up T-Fuel. I am sticking in for 10x. So where this says 390%, I've got H-bar, but I'm not letting it go yet. So when it gets to 1,000%, which is 10x, then I plan on selling half of it and then letting the rest ride into the sunset, perhaps even to the next 4-year cycle. I don't know yet. It's just, it's fluid. But it's amazing because when you look at your watch list, sometimes now in this point in time, we saw a couple days back, it was all red. All red. It was going. It wasn't tanking, but it was diving a little bit. But then it comes back with, and like Matt has shown us here, 390% in a month. How's your mutual fund doing? Huh? How's it? Come on. Right? Is it risky? Yes, it's risky. But if you do your homework, you're going to find that you can schedule this time. You can look back. The Bitcoin started in 2009, right? And it's on 4-year cycles because there's something called the halvening. Don't have enough time to explain that right now. But the halvening happens every 4 years. Months after the halvening, meaning the supply of Bitcoin being churned out is cut in half. Months after that starts the Bitcoin bull market. After that, a couple months is then the altcoin. An altcoin is any coin other than Bitcoin. Ladies and gents, it's projected to be the biggest one yet, the biggest cycle yet. Why? Because of this institutional adoption that I've been talking about. The banks are grabbing it. The city-states, the nation-states are grabbing it. The states of the nation-states are grabbing it. And you and me are grabbing it. I'm excited if you can't tell. Anyway, I thank you all for watching. We're coming up on that hour. I thank you all for watching. May God bless you with blessings for you and your family, health, most of all, salvation. If you don't know who Jesus Christ is, let me know. I'll introduce you. It'd be an honor. And if you do, then keep on keeping on. Like Reverend Mahoney, who was arrested for a prayer vigil. Man, you got to admire guys like that. Anyway, I thank you for watching. May God bless you richly. May you be well, especially going on these, this Christmas and New Year's, these holidays here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you got something out of it. Mark, again, hit me up anytime, man. Just, anytime. I'll answer whatever questions I can. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Until next Thursday, I love you. I love you all. God bless you.
This is the Bitcoin Otter Radio Show.
Oh my God!